Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Perry Flips on Instagram with a Z, Pothead Picker on X, Flips and Giggles on Facebook, and then Flips and Giggles is the eBay store if you want to buy something, or just message me directly if you'd like to buy something, or no, I don't think that was a word. Anyway, off to a great start. Another week. Actually, just got off the phone. I'm going to volunteer at the church rummage sale. So I'm going to go volunteer on Friday. Because, why not? So my plan is to do it in like the afternoon, so that way like my wife can get out of work and then like go grab the kids from my mom's house next door. But yeah, that way I don't have to I don't have to put that on my list for Saturday. So I mean, yes, I wanted to help, but it was mostly motivated by my desire to get into the sale early. But they asked for volunteers, so volunteers you shall have. Plus, I mean, dude, I can set up a fucking yard sale in like 2 seconds. So they start taking donations at like 10 in the morning. So I'm going in like the afternoon, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go there at 10 and sit there and fucking wait around. Plus, I'd need like, my mom's supposed to watch my kids. So. Sorry, I just like started thinking about like planning in my head, like how I was going to do this instead of like focusing on the podcast. Yeah, I've been like, my luck has been really bad lately as far as like last year this time I had too much stuff. I had so much stuff. I was like, I didn't know what to do with it. And this year I'm like, I mean, I'm selling stuff, which is good, but like I don't have a ton of stuff to list, which is not my favorite thing. So I haven't had like that one, couple of sales or like that one day where I'm just like fucking, I keep going out thinking I'm going to fill my car. Went to another town-wide yard sale this past weekend, and I mean, there wasn't many options. It was raining, and the town-wide yard sale was rain or shine. I went to a few different sales, and it was like every sale was just like, most of them were drive-buyable, if that makes sense. It does. You drive by them. You don't fucking stop. So most of them were like that, like, a couple fucking things here, a couple things from Marshall's, like, just the usual stuff that's like, okay, this stuff isn't worth like, anything. Not to me, but like somebody else, they're decent yard sale items. But even that, it was like, there was some houses, it's just like, they just seemed like they wanted to be included. They had like one table of stuff, not even filled. So there's another town-wide yard sale happening this weekend, which I just found out about. They don't advertise them at all. I forget how I found it. But somehow I found, somebody posted that there was a town-wide yard sale. Like, posted that they were having a yard sale and that it was part of the town-wide yard sale. That's the only way I think anybody would have seen it. And so, and they just posted it like on Marketplace, and those posts always get buried like after 24 hours. You can't find them again. I know I talk about it a ton, but like that app is just like, it's necessary because you need it, because there are yard sales. That's how you find out about majority of yard sales. There's free shit. But man, it's such a piece of shit, dude. It's such a piece of shit. You can't get help from customer service. I know I complain about eBay, but like, you can't get help from customer service. Like, I won't sell on Facebook like shipping things. Like, I'll sell you something if you want to pay like Cash App or something like that. But no, like, I won't ship through Facebook because I've seen them. They can like hold on to your money, which eBay can do that shit too, which is annoying. They did that shit to me recently. Took forever to get my fucking money back, which is really annoying. And so now I just have to take it out every fucking time it's ready to be taken out, because I'm like, I don't trust eBay with my motherfucking money. So, but yeah, no, I mean, Facebook is just like, their fucking customer service is non-existent. But yeah, it's not a great app. I mean, it started as a way to rate your hot fucking female classmates. So I guess it's come a long way, but as far as like, it's like they give you just enough. They're like, here, this is just enough to keep you using this shit fucking app, but we're not going to make any improvements to it. In fact, we're going to change it and make it worse. And it's so inconsistent. Like, my wife's fucking app is missing the events page, just has been for a while. Like, she just can't find the events. Like, I've looked for her. It's nowhere to be seen. We've looked it up, and it's like, people are like, yeah, there's just nowhere to get it back. So yeah, it's I don't know if it eventually came back or something, but maybe when an update happened, but I don't think so. For a long time, it was like months and months. She just like didn't use it. So, but like, if that happened to me, I'd be fucked, because like, you know, people post yard sales and shit, and so yeah, I don't know why I just started talking about that shit, but it's finally been nice out. But of course, this Saturday's looking like rain, but the townwide yard sale's going on, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm not like crazy excited about this townwide yard sale. I've never done great at it. It ends up always being like a lot of businesses, and you know, but like, it's one of those things, if there's nothing else going on, then the fuck else are you gonna do? So it's supposed to be raining like the rest of the week, but I don't know. It's supposed to rain today. It doesn't look like it. It's fucking clear and sunny. But yeah, I think I'm over opening Pokemon cards. They're just like, I don't play the scratch lottery tickets, because it's a waste of money. The same as like Pokemon cards are essentially like, you know, a waste of money. I did just get a cool fucking card the other day that I'm getting graded, but it was a Blastoise EX from the Pokemon 151, so it's pretty sick. But like, yeah, it's such a waste of money, especially when yard sale season's there, because you like, it just adds up. If I'm like, I knew when the vending machine happened, I was like, dude, that's annoying, because I go in the morning. It's almost always, you're guaranteed, like, if you get there before 9 a.m., you can fucking get whatever you want. And so like, I'll go there right after I drop my kid off at school for groceries or something. I'm like, oh, I'm here, you know. But that shit adds up, so I'm done with that nonsense. It's just fun, you know what I mean? I enjoy doing it, and it's, yeah, but it's a waste of money, because the hits, you know, they don't justify it. So I think I have to have another yard sale. Just like, because I still have a bunch of stuff from that last storage unit. That last storage unit sucked. I was bidding on a couple storage units yesterday. I thought I was coming close. I was within like 2 minutes, and somebody bid up on the unit I had bid on. And I just didn't. I'm like, I'm not bidding. We'll see. I'll take it. So, but this is kind of what happened last year. I like didn't really aggressively try to look for inventory. So I think I'm going to make a couple Facebook posts. I ended up selling, I got a BMX bike this weekend. So I went to, what sale was it? Was there something Friday? I don't think there's anything Friday. So Saturday, I went to a sale, and I went to the town-wide sale first. So the town-wide sale was, where the fuck was it? It wasn't our town. That was 2 weeks ago. Hold on. Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. I don't know what the fuck just happened. That was like... Hold on. Let me see. I can't remember. I had some noise coming through. I can't remember where this town-wide yard sale was. It's going to drive me crazy. It was just this last weekend. No, that's not it. It was... Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember now. This is a town called Norton. So it was like their first annual. So I had high hopes. I'm like, oh, usually it's the first annual. You know, people are putting stuff out. And I'm sure there was. I didn't hit every sale. I honestly, I bailed because my mom was watching my oldest and I had my youngest with me. And it was raining out and like none of the sales were really worth it. So I was like, all right, I'll go back. There was a couple of estate sales. And so I went back to this estate sale. And at one of them, one of them sucked. Like, it wasn't even an estate sale. It was like, I think it was a moving sale. And I went in and I asked if they had like video games. And they looked at me like I was fucking like from another planet. Like not even from another planet. Just confused. And like, they were like, why would we have video games? You know what I mean? Like kind of like that. Just like it was just a question. It was very bizarre. And like, they didn't really have much stuff. It was like they had 3 tables, but they probably could have had 1 table of stuff. And, but then I went to this other one and I'm like, man, this is like, and that was kind of the last stop of the day because I had to get back. And that one was like the inside of the house was all right. Like they had some beer cans and I know to look for the ones with like the cone on the top, but these ones were all ones that I'm like, I don't think these are worth a ton. And then there was a garage, and then like over the garage was like kind of like an attic type space above it. And so I went in, and then this is another fat resellers thing too. There was like a bigger dude there, and you could tell he wanted to go up there, but he could not because it was very tight. Like you had to like basically like crawl up. And so he missed out on the good treasures because he couldn't get his fucking fat ass up through the thing. You're gonna have to use a drone or some shit to like look at the shit with a camera and then ask the dude to go up and get it. So anyway, I go up there and I find I see from like across the thing a mongoose, and I'm like, oh, that shit looks like old. So I went over and like, I grabbed it out and like, you know, it was in pretty rough shape, but like still, it's like I knew it was worth some money. And so I grabbed that. There was another like scooter, and then there was another Schwinn BMX bike. I grabbed the scooter, and I should have grabbed the Schwinn. Like once I found out the prices on it, I should have been like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back and grab that last bike. Fuck it. And I didn't, and I went back for it after, and it was gone, and I wish I had done it. And ended up putting the mongoose. I was like tempted to put the mongoose on in for parts, like break it up and take it apart. But it's like I would have to clean up all the fucking shit. Everything was like dirty because it had been sitting in this garage. Like this garage was, I found like a G.I. Joe jet engine plane thing from like 1986. I think it was the Night Raven or something like that. And so I was like asking him if he had the rest of them. He's like, oh, I have no idea. I don't think they're here anymore, blah, 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 blah. And I wanted to dig through stuff, but it was like, I didn't have gloves, I forgot my gloves. And it was like, everything was gross. Like a lot of the stuff was gross. So like the bike was out and it was fine, but like a lot of the stuff in the boxes was just like, you could tell it just had been lived in by mice and shit. And it was like open to the elements. It was like an open attic. So it was just like, you know, so I grabbed like the bike, I grabbed the GI Joe plane, the scooter, and I think that was it from that sale. I grabbed like a jacket or something from the inside, like a Red Sox jacket, and but yeah, everything I wanted to. I would have liked to have dug if I had gloves and shit, but like it was hard. I don't think that you could kind of see in each box too what was in there, and a lot of it didn't seem like it was worth, going to the trouble of like digging through fucking mouse shit. So that was like, but anyway, I posted it on Facebook Marketplace, my absolute favorite place to put shit on Marketplace. Again, talking about Facebook, like you gotta use Facebook, and of course it's like, for some reason they like a lot. You can like take comments off, which I think I'm just gonna start doing, because it's really not worth like the headache of having people like comment on it. But it also is pretty funny. Like, so I put it up and I knew it was a high price, but here's the thing, like people make offers. Like you start higher so you can get the most amount of money. And you don't just put like make an offer, because people are just going to be like, throwing out bullshit offers. You're going to get a ton of bullshit offers. So you put like a price, and that you weed out like the unserious people. But it's always, people fucking always comment on it. If it's a higher priced item, like lower priced items, people don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? If it was like really ridiculous, then like maybe. But like most of the stuff that I sell, I'm like, it's smaller. It's like, $10 to $20. So I don't. So I don't typically sell shit on Facebook that's like, worth people's fucking energy of being like, you're really gonna sell for that much? But occasionally I have some shit. And so I put up the bike, for parts, restoration, blah, blah, blah. And within like 20 minutes, I got a message like, I'll give you $500. I put it up for $1,500. And I was like, okay, I'm good with like, between $5,000 and $1,000. Like, I just kind of want it gone. I could part it out and make, I could part it out on eBay and make a little over $1,000 after fees and shit. And then take a bunch of time to take this thing apart, clean it up. Or I can just fucking sell it to somebody locally for cash. And so, I had somebody comment like, it's not worth nearly $1,500, even new. It's like, well, first of all, if this bike was new, like in brand new condition, it's from 1979, it would be worth like thousands of dollars. So you don't know, you're talking about like a new mongoose, like, a 2025 mongoose. This is from, I don't know why I just said a mongoose like that, but this is from fucking like, I think it was from 1979 is what the guy who bought it from me told me. He seemed like he knew what the fuck he was talking about. So yeah, so this lady fucking posts some shit like, it's not worth nearly that. So I just posted thumbs up, because it's like, I don't want to argue on it. I need to just start disallowing it, but it is too funny too. But it's like, yeah, $1,500. Okay. So that leaves me like $1,000 negotiation room. You know what I mean? People feel like they're getting a bigger price off. They like, making fair offer rather than. And so that's what this guy did. He was a collector and he was going to fix it up and shit. And he like, maybe he will fucking go and sell it. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, he was offered me $500 for it. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Like I'll do the $500. And, so yeah, so I got offered $500 first by somebody else, and like they weren't even anywhere close. Like they were in like completely another state, and they started asking me if I had anything else, and then they just stopped asking me. So then somebody else offered me $400. They offered me $400 after this guy offered me $500, and so I had already told them I would do the $500. And this person, like, I told them that night like they would be next. And that was like at like 8 o'clock at night. And then I got a message from them at like 5:45 in the morning. They were like, hey, I'm a very serious buyer. I know people don't come. I could come right now. Like, trying to get me to like basically like bitch out on the deal, which I didn't want to do, especially for somebody who's offering me one less money and they're being like super pushy about it. So I met the guy up the street, did a quick cash deal. He looked at the bike. He was like, hey, thank you. And then boom, boom, boom. We went on our ways. And yeah, paid $5 for the bike, turned it into $500, and I still have the scooter, the jacket. So we'll see. I hope that stuff sells soon. But man, dude, there's like, that's the one thing I like. Reselling, there's so many highs and lows. It's like, so that was like the way the day goes. I'm like, oh, dude, I fucking got $500 in cash. Like, I just sold a bunch of shit over the weekend. Like, it's great, awesome. Then I get a message from eBay, your listing's been removed. So I'm like, oh, what is this? So then I look, and it's like, it says Yeezys. So I'm like, oh, fuck, it's the other Yeezys that haven't sold, because I sold one pair of Yeezys for $135, and the other ones were still listed. So I got a message that was like, these product couldn't be verified or whatever, or removed because it's been determined to be counterfeit by AI or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So, and the receipts came with it, but like, it wouldn't show up on camera. Like, if I tried to send the picture of it, it's like faded, but you can see what it is. So it was like, it was purchased from Foot Action. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a fake fucking shoe. And so I got so then I'm like, I was confused because it didn't say anything about like the shoe that had gotten sent in. So then I look, and you have to actually like click. eBay's app is so fucked up too. It's like, you would think with all the money they save outsourcing to fucking India that they would have like, money to spend on fixing that fucking app, but instead it's just like a piece of shit, just like the Facebook one is. And so I feel like you go and you find, I had to like click on into the actual order details or whatever, and then it says like, this item's being returned, whatever. So you click it, and it says unable to verify authenticity, which means that they're not fake. They just weren't able to verify that they were authentic. So now I have to use a different app, and I can't resell them on eBay. I have to sell it on like Facebook once it's determined that they're legitimate, which I'm like 99.9% positive. I've sold a few pairs of Yeezys, and these things are in like, everything looks like it should. You know what I mean? It would have to be like a really bad fake or a really good fake, but who knows? So that's annoying, because that was like $135 sale. So it was like, it's like, dude, the highs and the lows of fucking reselling. Like, I got $500, and then immediately it's like, boom, here's $100 fucking return, $100 plus return on top of, like, my sales were like bumping, and then all of a sudden, like, it's like, it happens every time. Some bullshit happens, and then your sales like fucking slow down to a screeching halt, and you're like, dude, I just was picking up steam. But I'm also, again, not listing as much. So I think really it's just that it always coincides with like me not listing as much, and it's just not from like for a lack of wanting to list. It's a lack of like having inventory to sell. So I just took a picture right before I started doing this of it was like a little dude from Small Soldiers. What was I just talking about? Because I wanted to finish talking about that. What was it? I have to look at my thing because I know it was on here. Oh, I was talking about the bike. Yeah, so like, but man, it's just, it happens every time like that. It's like 3 steps forward and then like 1 step back with eBay, with reselling. But that's what the fucking gig is, man. It's fun. I like doing it. But I'm also now in school, so I can have like, a lucrative side hustle as well that it's not going to take up too much time that I can do from home. So I think I've talked about how I switched to digital marketing. And that'll help my business too, because I'll learn a little bit more about how to fucking, you know, be a better marketer. I'm not great at marketing myself. I was going to start marketing the show after 100 episodes. Like once I get to 100 episodes, then I'll start telling people to listen to it. But right now, no, not. So, I mean, you can tell people too, but anyway, so yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, I just did my final projects. I had like 7 projects due for one class and then like one final exam for the other. So the final exam was on like the 7th, I think. And then the other 7 projects were due on like the 13th. It was all like, PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel, that type of shit. Like you had to do like prove. It's like for a computer class. So you had to prove that you knew how to do that shit. So I think I did fine on that. And now I'm done for the summer. I have a few months off. There's been this Walmart gift card. It was like, I forget what it was from. I think it was from like one of my kids had like clothing or something, or it was either my clothing or. That's how long it's been. Sorry, I had to chew that ice. And so it's gone from like the car onto the kitchen table, onto the counter, back to the car. Like it's just been one of those things, we keep moving it so like nobody forgets to use it. And we just keep forgetting to use it. And so there's like $16 on it or something like that. So as soon as I finished, like turned in my shit, I went to Walmart and I went and bought Indiana Jones for PlayStation 5. I was gonna wait for what's it called, GTA, but that's not coming out until like next year. I saw something on the internet. Somebody was like guessing that it was gonna drop like unexpectedly at the end of this month, but I think that's probably just more wishful thinking than anything else. The fuck is that noise? I swear I've been like hearing shit in this house. I was like hanging out downstairs last night, and I heard something. It sounded like my kids, because we have like the little child-proof gates. My oldest knows how to open it, but we have it just in case, like, because the stairs are right there. My fucking youngest will climb over that shit and just like take a tumble down the stairs. Which at this point we could probably just take them off because they both know how to walk up and down the stairs. But yeah, I swore I heard like usually they'll like play with that, and I swear I heard that last night. And I looked and like neither one of them was up. They're both in their beds, and when I went up there, they were both like passed out, like they hadn't woken up at all. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I haven't told my wife about it yet. But then I couldn't tell if it was like the bed, maybe that like one of them was like having a bad dream or something, like shaking around in bed. I don't know. That was weird. I could hear it from like the downstairs, so it was like loud enough. I don't know, man. I don't really. I'm not like worried that my house is haunted. It would be cool if the house was haunted. It would be cool if like I was podcasting one time and you just hear some fucking voice on the thing like, "This guy sucks. He jerks off a bunch. Fuck this guy." It's just a fucking EVP. I used to watch a lot of Ghost Hunters. That was a good show. But I guess those guys, like, I think those guys are dick. Like, one of those guys ended up being like a dick or something like that to the other guy. I forget what happened. Maybe I'm making that up. But it was a good show. It was like fucking just when like they used to have actually good shows on TV, and then it just everything became like Honey Boo Boo was like maybe one of the. I think Honey Boo Boo might have been the start of like all of like the. You could trace back the fall of America back to Honey Boo Boo. It might have been before that. I don't know. Whenever TLC decided that they weren't the Learning Channel anymore, that was when shit just kind of became like, and we all just kind of like pretend like that would be like one of those things. Like right now, if like somehow Trump took out funding for like the Learning Channel, the current fucking left liberals would be like, that's our valuable education. And it's like the craziest shit ever. Like My 600-Pound Life and fucking My Strange Addiction. It's a lot of my's. That's what it became. It went from being TLC to like the Me Network, the My Network. It probably became Me. I don't know, but it was just like My this, My that. Hoarders was on there. It's like you're learning about something, yes, but like, is this really what we need to be learning about? Like, Learning Channel used to be like informative and used to learn some shit, but like, yeah, now it's just like nonsense. I don't even know if the Learning Channel is still a thing. It's gotta be. Is the Kardashians on the Learning Channel? I don't fucking know. I don't even remember how I just got into talking about that. This train of thought, man. Just sometimes it gets derailed. Oh, yeah, I didn't even finish talking. So there was another sale on Saturday, and it was like, what time was the sale at? Was that like, it's supposed to be at like noon. So I got there, and of course, like noon is a fucking crazy time to have a sale. And so I get there at like 11 because I was just driving around, and I was like, all right, I'll get there at 11 if like they're not open yet. I'm just whatever, fuck it. But like the pictures look like promising, and it looked like they might have like more stuff, and like it's like, oh, this is gonna be fucking hopefully a good sale. So I pull up, and the guy's just putting his sign out, and so I was like, oh, your sale's today? Yeah, whatever. He's like, it's not till noon. I was like, we're just driving around. It's all right. I can hang out. And he's like, oh, you can go in. So I pull over and I get out, and this other guy pulls up because he just saw him putting up the sign, and he lets us both in. And that guy like leaves. And right when I go in, it smells like cigarettes. But I'm like, maybe there's something that's like salvageable, whatever. And basically everything that was in the pictures for the sale was what was at the sale. It's like one of those situations where you're like hoping for more and it was not. And so I'm like looking at some stuff, and he's got this Tom Brady autograph, and like I was like, oh, how much do you want for that? And he's like, hundreds. I'm like, oh, do you have the certificate of authenticity? And he's like, no. And he tells me the story about where it came from. And so I'm like, all right, well, you're not going to get hundreds at a yard sale if you don't even have the thing to prove that it's like, you know what I mean? You have a story right now. So that happened. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to get that. So I ended up finding like a small soldier's toy, like I said. And then like a little XFL mini helmet, which I've sold those in the past, and they do all right. And so as I'm looking around at stuff, all of a sudden I hear the guy goes, oh, what the fuck? And I look over, and there's shit on the floor, and his dog had taken a shit like after I was already in the house. It was like inside, but the cigarette smoke was so bad that I couldn't even smell the dog shit. Like it was fucking it was gross. I should have left without buying anything, but they were like, you know, I knew the small soldier's toy was gonna be, you know, whatever. And the wife came in, and so like I think I gave her like $4 for both things. And then I had to like walk around the dog shit because I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want to sit here with this dog shit while you guys fucking clean it up. The wife was super embarrassed. I was just like, oh my God, get your fucking shit together, literally. So that sale was a complete and utter bust. Yeah, my instincts and my luck have been like if I was a Fallout character, I know instincts aren't a thing, a stat level, but like the luck is right now. It's like I need to get some XP and get that luck up a little bit. So hopefully going to help at the church will give me some good luck and some good karma going forward. So, and like all it's all these ladies that like I see every year at the sale. So, you know what I mean? I can just be like, hey, you guys let me in early with my kid. I figured I'd repay the favor and come help you guys out. You know, I'm big and strong. I can move a lot of stuff, get stuff set up while you guys or do whatever, carry stuff in, whatever you guys need me to do. So I got to figure out what time I can go to what time. I might stop in there like at 10 and be like, hey, you know, I want to come volunteer. I got to go pick up my kid, whatever. But, and just see what the situation is. If my kids can hang out there, then, you know, as long as they're not in the way, but, or they can help. But anyway, yeah. But the Reverend called me. He's like, oh, do we know you from church? I'm like, no, not really. Just trying to get my XP up, brother. Just trying to get that luck up. Again, I'm not like, I've actually like considered going to church again. Like, I'm not like, for a while I was like, oh, fucking, but now I'm just like, I don't really, it's not like, you know, something I'm going to live and die by, but it'd be like something cool to do, you know, every once in a while. But I just, right now, I just don't have time. It's like the idea of like going and to sit and like listen to somebody talk for a fucking hour. I'm like, I'm already fucking getting bored. I'm laying my head down on the table right now. I'm already over it. See, I can't do it, but I'll go help you out. And, you know, I'm not like against whatever you're into. Whatever. To each his own. Anyway, so yeah, that dog shit was just I was like, this is how this year has gone for me so far. Like I've found stuff. That's the thing. It wasn't like it was an unlucky day. I came home with a fucking BMX bike that I sold for $500 almost instantly. And I hit sold. Like, I don't like to do the sold on it just in case it comes back, and like, but it was at 1,500 and I hit sold, marked it as sold just so, because like that was the other thing. Another like group of people came on there and started talking shit. It was like, and everybody had like, I will say, like, a lot of the names were fucking Hispanic, and I just would like to say it. What's the expression? It be your own. Is that what they say on the internet? Because these fucking spics, we fucking can't keep our fucking mouths shut, dude. They like, I say we and they. I am Spanish. I'm fucking Puerto Rican, so I can say spics. I think I've said it before, but it's always like, and I know it doesn't look like my name doesn't show up as fucking Spanish, but if I put my middle name, which is like technically another last name, then it would be, people would be like, oh, you're fucking Hispanic. Like, yeah, dipshit. Anyway, but yeah, they were like having a good little laugh, like, you know. And I blocked one dude because I know he sells a lot of the same shit, so I blocked him from like seeing my shit. Like, I wanted to just start blocking people that comment on it. And this other person, their name was fucking Hope. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, does your family hope that you wouldn't be an adult on fucking Facebook wasting your time? Like, the fuck? They hope that you wouldn't grow up to be a Facebook troll, so they named you Hope. So I had to hit the mark as sold. I didn't really want to because it was a large amount. So, but I only actually sold it for $500, so it was inflated. But they don't know that. They just see that it's sold, and they just will always wonder, like, man, did we just bully that dude and he sold it in like 48 hours? I think so. But it says price is negotiable. That's the part too that fucking kills me, because it's like, you can make an offer. Like, somebody made an offer of 500 and I was like, sure. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to be like, no, go fuck yourself. Like, I mean, if I was going to say no, then I would just part it out. but it's like, again, I didn't want to have to do all that. Plus, I wanted cash. And at the time, I didn't have to fucking pay back $100 to eBay. Fucking dicks, dude. Now I gotta pay to have that shit authenticated again. Because I am gonna get it authenticated. Because I know it's fucking authentic. Like, so. And I have another pair that was on there. I took those ones down. I'm gonna authenticate those, even though that one comes with the authentication tag that from when it came from StockX. Like, the person I bought it from got it from fucking StockX, so all that shit's in there. So I don't know. I kind of want to just get them both authenticated again, just to be like, all right, look, I got them both fucking authenticated. Although I can't sell the other one on eBay. Although I don't know what they would do if it's authenticated. They'd probably be like, So I don't know. If they're using like AI, I don't know what the fuck what they go by. We'll have to see. I'm gonna use the Check app. Check. All right, let me look at my. Oh, dude, the other day, my youngest, she came up to give me a hug, and she did like she buries her face into my legs, but she came up to like my side, or like kind of like my backside, like almost like into her face, like almost into like where the butt meets the hip, and she swung her fucking hand around like a fucking hammer into my balls. Oh my God, they still hurt. Like, it hurt for like 3 days, and then like started to get better, and then like I was running around the other day, and like from running around they fucking hurt. So like now I'm like, they're just like sore as fuck. She hit me hard, fucking crazy. Like, fuck, man. She fucking smashed my balls like Thor's hammer. She just, oh my God. So I mean, hey, she's gonna be all right. I think that means she's gonna be okay. But that was fucking, it was hurt so bad. And it was at school too. I was waiting to pick up my fucking kid, and I'm just standing there, and all of a sudden I just get boom blasted right to the fucking balls. Oh my God, it hurt so bad. And I didn't want to be like, oh, you know what I mean? I had to like take it in like it didn't just happen. You know, I wanted to beat my kid for fucking bashing me in the balls. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't want to beat her. Never. And then, so yeah. Yeah, there's like this one mom there that dresses like, remember when Kanye West was in like his like homeless, when he dressed like a homeless person kind of phase with like, but it was like you knew everything he was wearing is probably expensive as shit. It's kind of like this mom. I feel like that's how she like dresses like Kanye West when he was dressing like he was homeless. But you're like, I feel like a lot of that stuff might be expensive. Like, you know what I mean? But it looks like you're it looks like you're homeless. Which I can't. I dress the same way, but my clothes don't cost. You know what I mean? My clothes just look like a homeless person's clothes. So I'm not. This is not like a judgment against her. It's just, it's just what it reminds me of. Speaking of Kanye West, man, the hits keep coming with Kanye West. His song "Hail Hitler," is that what? It's very catchy. I'm not gonna lie. It does make me bump my head. I was playing it the other day. Like, it's I didn't think it was on Spotify, but apparently I don't know if it's on under another name or if that's a different song. I should just probably listen so I can figure it out. But I just have listened to it on Twitter or X or whatever. Sorry. It's interesting. I feel like a lot of people are going to be singing that song all summer. But yeah. I I was playing. Do you remember that song, "The Impression That I Get" by Mighty Mighty Boss Stones? I remember back in the day, there's like a rumor, like, you know, used to just people would tell you what a song was about, and be like, oh yeah, yeah. And it was like back when you couldn't even verify it. It's just something that always stuck with me. And I remember people used to say that song, "The Impression That I Get," was about jerking off. I'm like, I don't think it is. I was listening to it with my kids, and I was like trying to see how they came to that conclusion, and there's like nothing in the song that makes me think like that it's jerking off. There's like one line that you're like, maybe, but I think it was just more like kids, because it's like he says like, never had to knock on wood, and I think it was because of that. They're like, oh yeah, knocking on wood is jerking off. I'm like, I don't think anybody has ever said knocking on wood, like, so I just don't think that's a thing. But it was like back when you couldn't verify. Somebody would just say shit and you just be like, oh yeah, I guess that's true. There's a lot of shit that like I still like I should probably look up to this day, like that my mom told me when I was younger, that I'm just like, you know what I mean? You find out as you get older that your parents don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like I'm a parent now, and I'm like, half the time my kid asks me shit, I'm like, I just say I don't know, because it's like they can check. They're gonna be able to check. But back in the day, our parents could just tell us whatever the fuck and be like, yeah, you know, they would just say some crazy shit and go about their day and forget that they told you that shit. And then just years later, I'm still like, I still have wild opinions about things. Not even opinions, just like thought that things were done a different way than they were. Turns out, you know, we just didn't have Google. I don't know why, like, I was thinking about this the other day when I was fucking high, but it was like, because I've only had a conversation about this with one other friend, and it was like random, because I've had the exact same, like the way he said it out, like I think we were both on mushrooms, and like the way he said it was like the exact way that I've thought it. Does that make sense? Like he verbalized it the exact way that I had thought it, and I wasn't thinking it at that exact moment, but I had that thought before. And the thought was like something along the lines of like, you only know your own consciousness, but like you have to take other people at their word. Like, you know what I mean? If like I know that I'm conscious, I know like I can see things, I can touch things, I'm talking right now, but like I have to take other people's words that they have consciousness. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that I don't believe that other people besides me don't have consciousness. It's just as far as I know, I could be the only one, and everybody else could be like an NPC. I'm not like starting to go down like a fucking interesting rabbit hole. But that's just to be used as an example. You know what I mean? And so like my buddy said that one time, we were fucking on mushrooms, and he said that like out loud. He's like, yeah, I don't know your consciousness, and you don't know, like, and I had that thought previously, and I was just like, whoa, like, I don't know if that was like validated it or vindicated it or whatever, or if it was like, just like proof that I was wrong, or we were both wrong. I don't know. Words to think on, something to think on. I should finish with some crazy stoner thought at the end of every episode. Like, just wait to the end of the episode to drop like just the craziest shit I thought about while I was high this week. It could be a new segment. I had this idea the other day, and I thought it was a good idea, but then like, I don't know, it was one of those things where I had like a whole fucking not even a fantasy, but like just like a daydream or whatever about, like, I was like, oh, what if maybe it might have been while it might have been while I was pumping gas, but I was like thinking it would be like a good idea for a gas company to give free gas to people who hit exactly the amount they were hoping for for example, like if you're trying to get $25 exactly, you'd have to get exactly 25. You couldn't be under it and you can't be over. And so like you would give like somebody like not even like free gas, but you get like, gas for however much a gallon. You know what I mean? Like you get a couple dollars discount, whatever, if you got exactly on the amount you're trying to. But you have to tell them prior to like how much you're trying to get. You know what I mean? And obviously if you couldn't fill up, but that would bring in like a lot of dirtbags who would just be like go there just for the opportunity to get, a couple dollars in gas. But like, yeah, most of them are probably not coordinated enough to finish right on the amount. It's hard. I actually did it like twice in 1 week. But like it's pretty hard, a lot of the times. You could rig your fucking machine to be harder. You know what I mean? Like just kind of treat it like a carny game and you fucking have somebody perform some maintenance on it so it's a little bit like, more sticky or something. It just like doesn't work quite as well. I'm just saying. But then like I was like, the thing that kind of threw a wrench in the plot was because people would just be like, oh, I was trying to get like this amount, I was trying to get this amount, but like they would have to tell you before and then hit that exact number. That's the only way it would happen. So this week, there's a birthday party on Saturday for some kid in my daughter's class. Now, my thinking, so like the party invitation is for everybody. Like we'd all be invited to go. But like my thinking is like if I bring my daughter, my youngest, and like we all go, one parent is going to have to chase my youngest around. She's good chill for a little bit, but then like she just starts getting into shit and like, God love her, But so I'm like, if we all go, it's just like one person's going to have to like fucking be chasing her around, helping her out with shit. She's younger and like, why not just have one person go? My oldest can handle herself. And then I can just go take my youngest to do some other shit. And my wife was like, well, like, then I'll have to go by myself and blah, 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 blah. Fucking, it'll be awkward. I'm like, dude, I just had to go to a fucking birthday party a few months ago. Do you not remember that? When I was it was awkward. Like, there's a fucking birthday party double standard here. Like, she's like, well, that's different. It was like you and two people. It's like, yeah, that's even more awkward. It means I have to sit and fucking talk the whole time. If I'm at a party, I can just at least like fucking, maybe sneak a beer or something. I don't know if there's going to be beer. Who knows? So what I think I'm going to do is just tell her, like, I'll wait with the youngest and then I can drive over there and meet you and park down the street or something so we're not taking up parking. I don't know. I might go. Who knows? But that's like legitimately, it's like right when our youngest is napping and shit. And it's also like the weekend. And yeah. I go until I actually didn't check that. I should check and see. What does it say? It's on the say 6 p.m. Fuck, it's like 4 hours. Holy shit. Oh, it doesn't say what time it ends. Sorry. I just got sidetracked with the little birthday fucking invitation. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a double standard. You know what I mean? But yeah, she's like, because she told me the last time when I had to go to the thing with the, the birthday party with my oldest the last time. She's like, oh, it's not that big a deal. You'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. So I just say that shit to her, like, it's not that big a deal. You'll be fine. Anyway, Let me see. I think that was it. Oh, the only other thing I was gonna say, it's not really like a thought or statement. It's just kind of like something I thought. Like I saw the haircut that like all the kids have, like that Patrick Mahomes hair, and I was trying to think of what it reminded me of. And I feel like it's like every kid looks like Kramer in the episode of Seinfeld when the water pressure's either like low or off or whatever. There's like one episode where the water pressure was, I think it was his like shower head. Or it was too high and it like fucking sprayed his hair down or some shit. But he has like that curly hair. That's what the kids like kind of look like now. They kind of look like Kramer from that episode. And then the only other thing I was going to bring up that I had mentioned is I saw an ad the other day that Chili's has the Radical Rita. They had Kelly Kapowski, a.k.a. Tiffany Amber Thiessen, from Saved by the Bell, advertising it. And I don't think I was ever out on Chili's, but I'd love to say that I'm back in on it. I always try to get my wife to go to Chili's, and she doesn't want to. She always is like, no, Chili's is fucking gross. And it's like kind of weird. I worked at Chili's, and I don't think I can't talk about this because I didn't sign any like NDAs or anything like that. But they had they switched over to the kitchen of the future, and they basically like eliminated half the kitchen. they fired them. I don't know if they fired them or like switched the shifts around, just made it like so they work different hours or something. And it's like a 3-man crew, and it's like a big microwave, and then they would stamp the chicken like with grill marks. They would only stamp one side, and the guy would be like, I think I've told this story before, but fuck it, whatever. It's the last 5 minutes. And so somebody was like, well, what if somebody asks like why the other side of their chicken isn't grilled? What do we tell them? He'd be like, well, we typically hope that the customer isn't flipping their chicken over. Most people don't flip the chicken over. It's like, what the fuck? Like, some people do. What the fuck? So it was very bizarre. But anyway, I still want to go and try. I don't even want to go for the Radical Rita. I just want to go on a day when I'm like going to eat like shit and just go eat shitty Chili's food. It doesn't happen very often, but it will one day. And that's what I'll eat. The Radical Rita will be gone by then. It's probably sweet as fuck. It looked disgusting. But whatever. I'll drink anything from Tiffany Amber Thiessen. She was so hot on that show. I was so young. Not her, I was. I was so young when that show came out. That would be creepy. Oh, she was so young. I mean, she was. She was fucking young and hot. But I was also young and fat. Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. I meant to say it at the beginning, but I got sidetracked. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Yeah, and hopefully I can do these more consistently. I mean, I've been doing them every week, but it's just kind of a different day every week. I'm hoping to maybe try to have a deadline to get it out every week. So at least in the summer while I'm not doing school anymore. So make sure you subscribe and hit the follow just because I post all the time. Not all the time, but just randomly. So that way you get to see when the episodes come out and you don't miss any of the content. And yeah, I'll check in another week or so. And hopefully this week, that townwide yard sale this week doesn't suck. And hopefully you all find some shit as well. And yeah, that's it.